Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are all of you doing today? Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another live session brought to you by LeapScholar. I hope all of you are keeping well. Hi, Sunny. Hello, Ashutosh. Hi, Yogesh. Hi, Raj. Hello, Monica. Hi, Mihir. Hello, Siddharth. Hi, Usman. Hi, Rashu. Wow, wonderful to see so many familiar names. That's great. So, how have all of you been keeping? How's your IELTS prep going? Hi, Maruti. Hi, Dheeraj. Going well. All right. That sounds great. Yes. So, I came to know that a lot of you want to prepare for the IELTS exam on your own, by yourself, without, investing or without paying hefty coaching fees. And that makes so much sense to me, right? Because the IELTS exam is already so expensive. The price is exorbitant, isn't it? It costs almost 15,500 rupees. Shelling out another bomb on top of this to prepare for it does not make sense for me as well. So when I got to know this, I came up with this 15-day session plan for you, which you can follow and prepare for the IELTS exam on your own. So great news for all of you if you are planning to do this by yourself, alone, by self-study. Then today's session is going to be a massive help because I'll give you, towards the end, I'll be showing you a timetable that I have made, which you can follow for your IELTS preparation in just 15 days. Sounds cool, doesn't it? 15 days, that's it, just 2 weeks. All right, okay, so let's begin then. Let's get started, and I'm going to begin with a quick introduction of myself. So some of you already know it. My name is Deeksha Mehta. I am an IELTS trainer here at LeapScholar, and I have trained more than 3,000 hours and more than 20,000 students. That's an enormous figure, isn't it? 20,000. Now, I want all of you to join this figure, this elite club of 20,000 students. Quickly clear your IELTS, get your required scores, and fly off to Canada or whichever country it is that you want to go to. All right. So, yes, as you can see, I am trained by British Council, IDP, and also University of Cambridge for teaching IELTS. So, you are in safe hands, guys. I hope you are happy. All right. So then without further ado, let's begin today's session. So doing IELTS in 15 days, first of all, is it possible or not? So what do you think, guys? Is it possible that, we can do the IELTS exam, prepare for the IELTS exam in 15 days? Yes, it is not only possible, guys. Let me tell you that most of the people, most of the students actually just prepare in 15 or less than 15 days. So mostly students or people who are going for the exam are working professionals or they are college going students. So nobody has too much time. And this is usually the amount of time that people spend in preparing for the IELTS exam. It's it's definitely possible and a lot of students have done it. So we are also going to try and keep this as our timeline. All right then. So guys, let's begin then. And can you tell me what is the first step in IELTS preparation? What should be your step number one? So let's say today I wake up and I decide, hey, I want to go to Canada. I want to take my IELTS exam. What should be step number one? Let me see. What do you think? All right. Knowing grammar, setting a goal, knowing about the exam pattern, planning. All right. Being positive. All right. Booking the date, following the criteria, hard work. All right. Guys, all of these are good steps. But what would be the best step? The first step What should be the perfect first step for your IELTS preparation? I'm afraid nobody's given me, the correct answer. If there is one, seeking a teacher, enrolling for classes. Exactly. Who is this? Absolutely correct, Bhavi. Yes. LeapScholar. No, I'm not here for promotion, so I won't say LeapScholar. No. All right. Okay, let me give you the simplest, easiest, and best step number one. All right, let's have a look. Step number one, my dear, is to first take a practice test. Take a mock test. Why? Step number one is understanding what score or what band am I currently at? What band are you currently at? Why? Why is it important to know that? What band am I already at? Why? Simple. Think about it. Let's think of two students, one is Ram, one is Sham. All right, Ram is already at a band 8 and Sham is right now at a band 5. So imagine if both of them require a band 8, don't you think the preparation time would be different for both of them? The skills, the strategies, the method of preparation, everything is going to be different for both of these students, isn't it? The time that they will take to prepare, how many number of hours should they put in, what kind of material they should access, do they need a teacher's help or not, isn't it? So the first step is find out what band are you currently at. So that is extremely important. Now Mihir says, I do not know my band. How can I evaluate it? So yes, of course. Now you can't take another IELTS exam to check your IELTS score, can you? Imagine taking an IELTS exam to check my IELTS score. That would be a waste of 15,000 rupees. So why not take a free test instead? So there are so many free tests available on the market. One of them is the FSET. So you can see on the screen, I've pasted the test FSET, right? This is an internationally acclaimed free test, guys. It's a free test. All right. It's a 1-hour test and it gives you your level of English, right? According to the level that you get, A, B, C, A1, B2, A1, B, A2, B1, B2, or C1, C2, you can check which level corresponds to IELTS and what band are you currently at. Now, if you want to take like an IELTS mock test, something similar to IELTS, to understand the IELTS exam format also. So very simple. Where can you get a free IELTS mock test? Free IELTS mock test. So simple. If you just Google IDP free mock test, right? IDP free mock test, you will get the IELTS mock test on the IDP website. All right. So the first thing you need to do is LeapScholar. No, I'm not promoting here today, guys. So the first thing, take a free mock test, find out what band are you currently at right now, so that you can understand how many hours do you need to put in, isn't it? All right. So the first step, as you can see, is take a practice test, find out what band you are currently at. After that, the second step, a lot of you predicted this step correctly. You said understand the test format, know the test format. So yes, very good. Absolutely correct. Understand how does this test happen, right? So let me quickly explain the test format to you. All right. So the IELTS exam, how many modules are there in the IELTS exam? Who can tell me? How many modules are tested in the IELTS exam? Absolutely correct. 4 modules, right? So the moment you enter the exam hall, you will do listening. Then you will be given the reading question paper. Then you will get the writing question paper in this order. You can't change the order. And maybe speaking exam may or may not happen on the same day, or it could happen on another day as well. It depends. All right. So that's the exam format. Now, what exactly does the IELTS even mean? What is the IELTS exam? So it is the International English Language Testing System. That is the full form of the IELTS exam. All right. And where can you take it in India? In India, you can only take it at IDP. That is it, not at British Council anymore. So you can only book it through IDP. And why? Who all needs to take the IELTS exam? Very simple. If you are going abroad, right? Let's say to Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, Africa, New Zealand, any of these countries, you will need to take the IELTS exam. It's accepted in all of these countries. And is there any expiry? What is the validity of the IELTS exam? Does it get expired like this print? Yes, it does get expired. After how long? Absolutely correct. Very good. 2 years. Absolutely correct. All right. And what is the passing score? What is the passing score? Now, there is no passing score as such. Nobody fails in the IELTS exam. There is no passing or failing score. But there is going to be a band that you need. So what band do you need? Have you checked that? Do you know what band do you need? That will depend. I cannot tell you that. That will depend on which country you are going to, which university you are going to, because every university has a different requirement for different for masters and different for bachelor's courses. So let me give you an example. Let's say if there's a student who's going to Canada for studying, all right, let's say undergraduate studies. So this person would need to take to get 6.5 bands overall, and none of the modules should have less than 6 score. So just an example, this is for Canada. For different universities, it could differ. For different countries, it could differ. Now imagine if somebody is going to Canada for PR or immigration, then they would need 8777, right? So what minimum band do you need? Is it possible for me to remember the minimum bands of so many countries? No, right? So what you will have to do, Ashutosh, you will have to go to the university site, the one that you are applying to, and check what band do they need. This is why you should first shortlist your university and only then, think about taking the IELTS exam. All right, let's move forward. Now, next question. Let's understand the IELTS exam in more detail, right? So there are 2 types of IELTS exams. One is academic, one is general. Which one do you need to take? Are you sure? Do you know which exam do you need to take, academic or general? Do we know it? Very good. Mihir knows it. Bhavesh, Mohan Priya as well. Absolutely correct. Devarakun. Correct. Yes. So IELTS academic, very simple answer, guys. Imagine that you ask yourself the question, have I completed my 12th class or not? It depends on whether you've completed your 12th class. So imagine if you're going to study abroad after 12th. After 12th, that means bachelor's, diploma, master's, anything after 12th, right? PhD, anything after 12th, studying. So you would have to take the IELTS academic exam. On the other hand, somebody who is going abroad for immigration or PR, right? Immigration or PR to settle in a country abroad, right? Or imagine a small student, okay, a young student, imagine somebody who has not finished their 12th class. So imagine somebody who wants to complete their 10th standard or 11th standard in another country. They would need to take the IELTS General exam. So I hope now it is clear which exam you need to go for, right? All right, good question, Manali. Manali says, who needs to take the UK VI? All right, Manali. Okay. So in very rare cases, some of the people who are going to the UK may need to take the UK visa and immigration, UK VI exam. All right. This is not for anybody who is going for their, let's say, for undergraduate study or so. See, simple logic. If you are going to study in the UK, right, you don't need to take the UK VI IELTS until and unless your university very specifically asks for it. If your university does not ask for it, you don't need to take it. This is not regularly, this is not usually taken. So you don't need to go for this. It's a misconception that everybody who's going to UK needs to take it. That's not true. This is only for certain cases, not for everybody. All right. Okay. So yes, in case Manali, your university has informed you that you need to take it, then yes. All right. Okay. So let's move forward. No exam is needed in to study in UK. No, that is not true, Kandati. You will have to take the IELTS exam. Yeah, if you want to study abroad in a university in UK. To be 100% sure, if you still have doubts, you can quickly go to the website. Let's say, imagine if somebody is going to Leeds University. So just go to leedsuniversity.com and check what is their criteria, and you would find what band score do they want you to get. All right. Okay. Let's move forward. Now let's understand what is the prerequisite for IELTS exam. What do you need? What document do I need to show if I want to take the IELTS exam? So very simple, guys. Logically, you need the ration card. So I hope you all have the ration card with you. And if not, do inform your parents and they will apply for one immediately, right? All right. No, I was just joking. I was checking how much are you sleeping, or are you still awake? Have you zoned out? So no. Good, great. I can see a lot of you were paying attention. Sorry, bad joke. So yes, you just need the passport, guys. No ration card is required. No, you're not going for getting your ration, right? All right. So passport is required, and yes, your passport should be valid. So anybody who doesn't have their passport yet, please go ahead and apply for the same. No, not Aadhaar card, guys. No, not Aadhaar card, just the passport. All right, now let's understand what are the two ways of taking the IELTS exam. Okay, so you can take the IELTS exam by two modes. One is PBT and the second is CBT. Now, what is this PBT? What is this CBT? Very simple. PBT simply means paper-based test. That means you will get the question paper and you need to write your answers on the paper as well. Preeti, you will have to apply for the passport. Without the passport, you can't even enroll for the exam. All right. The second one is CBT. Logically, think about what could be the full form of CBT. Very simple. It is the cockroach-based test. So all of you will get personal cockroaches. You can feed them, tell them the answers. They will write down the answers for you. Obviously not, right? That sounds so scary. I was just checking once again, have you slept or are you still listening to me? All right, bad joke. So yeah, C, obviously C stands for a computer, right? So it's the computer delivered test. That means you will be given a personal desktop when you reach the center and you need to type your answers on the computer. Yes, Ravi, you do get rough sheets. All right. So what is the difference between both of these? Which one is better? So let me quickly tell you the difference, guys. Now, depends. See, look at the handwriting, right? Some of us, myself included, I have a doctor's handwriting, which means only a chemist can read my handwriting, right? So if your handwriting is like mine, I would strongly recommend do not go for the paper-based test because the examiner is not a chemist. He will not be able to understand. All right. So if your handwriting is not good, go for the computer delivered test so that, the examiner can understand what you have written. Also, the writing module has a word limit given that you must write these many words. So in case of a CBT, the word count appears on the screen along with the time available. So imagine if you type 2 words, your computer will show 2 words. So you don't have to manually count your number of words. Whereas in case of a paper-based test, oh my goodness, you will have to count your words. Just like, remember what you used to do in 10th class, in your board exams, you would count. This line has so many words and I have to multiply it. So you save your time. You are saved from the trouble of counting your own words. Okay, next. Now, reading module. You will have to copy the answers to a separate answer sheet. Okay, but in the computer delivered test, a lot of the options are written on the screen. You just need to put a tick mark. That's it. So most of the questions have options. Imagine the on the screen you will see A, true, B, false, C, not given. And what you need to do, you simply need to tick mark the correct option. So there are fewer chances of making an error or getting the spelling wrong. So even in the reading module, it's much better. Also, guys, copy and paste option is available. You can copy and paste in the CBT module. So again, that's a huge advantage. Okay. What about Control F? Okay, somebody's asking me, what about Control F? Really, guys, you want Control F also? Okay, why Control F? No, you take Deeksha ma'am with you. Deeksha ma'am will come to your exam hall and I'll find the answer and tell it to you. No, guys, Control F is not allowed. No, that is not allowed. No Control F option is not there. All right. No Grammarly, no spell checker. All of this is not there. Okay. Now look at the listening module, guys. Listening module. So in the paper-based test, did you know that you will be, listening to the audio and you will get a rough paper where you can write your answers. Now, I need to write really quickly because the audio won't stop for me, isn't it? So if I'm writing very quickly, my handwriting may not be good enough or it may not be legible. So that is why first I write on a rough paper and then I will have to copy it at the end. So that is why at the end, I will get 10 minutes extra to transfer my answers. So I'm actually doing double the work in a paper-based test. But what about the CBT, guys? Do I have to do this in CBT? Do I have to do this in CBT? Do I have to, copy my answers again? No, I do not do double work in CBT. Think about it. I can just listen to the answers and I can type on the spot simultaneously. So that is why I don't need to do double work and I do not get 10 minutes at the end. Still, I do get 2 minutes at the end to transfer my answers. Again, this is a good thing. This is an advantage. All right. And look at the result, guys. So paper-based test, your result will appear after 13 days to 15 days. But in case of a cockroach-based test, the cockroach is super fast. All right. And he will come to your house and deliver your result in 3 to 5 days. So again, it's a quicker, faster option and it's much easier. So that is why I personally recommend that you go for the CBT. Trust me, you will really enjoy it. It's really user-friendly. All right. Preeti, paper-based test. Okay. Speaking test is going to be separate. All right. Okay. So let's move forward and now understand what is the difference between the academic and general exams, right? What is the difference between both of these exams? So guys, you tell me, what do you think? Are the academic and general exams same or are they different? What do you think? Very good. A lot of you are aware. Good. So yes, there is a very small difference. Very small difference. What is that difference? Yes, Nishant. Correct. It's similar. What is the difference? Very small difference, guys. Let me show you. So first of all, the listening and speaking module. Can you see I've written them in the center? Listening and speaking module are same for both these exams. What is different is reading and writing. What is the difference in reading? Very small difference. The number of passages is less in academic. There are 3 long passages in the academic exam, whereas in general, there are 4 to 5 shorter passages. The length is not that much. All right. Now, one more difference is there, guys. The academic exam, where is the passage picked from? So the passage can be from academic sources. That means scientific journals, books, magazines, newspapers. So because the passages are picked from such areas, the vocabulary can sometimes be uncommon. But in case of the general exam, where are these picked from? So these passages are picked from lifestyle magazines, day-to-day newspapers, advertisements, simpler places, which is why the vocabulary is easier. All right. So general students basically have an easy exam. All right. Do you think it's fair? No, Kavya. Do you think it's fair that general exams have an easier, general students get an easy exam? Is it okay? Or do you think it's unfair? Unfair, isn't it? So guys, let me show you something very interesting. How Cambridge has made it fair for everyone. Look here, look at the scoring. Look at the scoring. So if you focus on band 7, right? See the difference in academic and general. So general students had an easy exam. That is why scoring is difficult. It's stricter for them. They need 34 answers correct to get a band 7. On the same hand, academic students for the same band, they just need 30 answers correct. So scoring is relaxed. Now I hope my academic students are rejoicing. I can see celebrations in the chat box. Wonderful. Yes. Happier now. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Yes. Let's move forward to the next difference. The next major difference is the writing module. So as you all know, the writing module has 2 tasks. Task 1 and task 2. Task 2 is same for everyone. It is an essay. But task 1 is not the same. So again, general students, slightly easier. They need to write a letter. But task 1 academic students have to write something very interesting. So some of us may not ever have written a report in our life. So they need to write a report, a formal report. Very important. Do not take this word formal casually, guys. It's very important. All right. Yes, I know that, a lot of us have never written a report because our schools simply did not have report writing by the time, in our recent syllabus, report writing, Pressy writing, all of this has been removed, sadly. Yes. So yeah, don't worry, do not panic. We will learn everything from scratch. All right. Okay. Now let's understand what are all these modules and how should I practice? How should I prepare for these modules one by one? All right. So I will give you tips on how to prepare these modules so that you can do your preparation in 15 days. All right. So the first one is the listening module, guys. Now the listening module has 40 marks. These 40 marks are converted to the 9-band scale. All right. The marking is objective. Objective means there is only one correct answer. There is only one correct answer. All right. Subjective means there is no one correct answer. A lot of answers can be considered correct. Right. So as you can see, there are 4 recordings in the listening exam and the recordings. Can you repeat the recordings, guys? Can you replay? No, guys, this is not DJ Wale Babu. He will not play your song again. That, you will say, DJ Wale Babu, mera gana chala do. That is not going to happen. They are played only once. They cannot be repeated. You cannot pause them. You cannot rewind or fast forward. All right. So they are played only once. Be very careful. Okay. Next, you have the reading module. That also has 40 questions for 40 marks. So every question has 1 mark. These marks I have shown you are converted to the 9-band scale. Okay. You have 60 minutes to solve these 3 passages. And there is no negative marking in any of the modules, guys. There is no negative marking in any module. Now let's move to the writing module. Again, the writing module also has 9 bands. You have 60 minutes to do 2 tasks. All right. And now moving to the speaking module. So the speaking module, again, it has 3 parts. It takes place in just 11 to 14 minutes. That's it. And you are awarded from 1 to 9 bands, between 1 to 9. Now, what should you use, a pen or a pencil? So in the listening and reading module, you can only use a pencil. You cannot use a pen. And in the writing module, you have a choice. But I would strongly recommend that you use a pencil even in the writing module. All right, guys. So now let's look at, we have a brief understanding now of how the IELTS format is. So now let's look at my timetable that I have made for you in 15 days. All right, I'll show it to you. And if you want, you can screenshot the timetable, print it out, paste it in front of your study table. Keep looking at it every day. And, as each day passes, you can put a tick mark on the timetable. All right, let me show you the timetable. Here it is, guys. Here is my 15-day timetable that I have made for you. Yes, I will explain it as well. So first you screenshot this and then I will explain what does each day mean, how to go about each day. All right, I hope you screenshotted it. Okay, now next step is print it, paste it in front of your table, study table, and on the top, write trip to Canada or whichever country it is that you're going to, right? Trip to Canada or UK or USA, that will motivate you guys. When you look at it every day and you see Canada written on the top, trust me, procrastination. Don't we do that? Don't we say, okay, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. When you see that Canada or that USA written on top, guys, you will begin today. You will never feel that, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. That won't happen. So let's do that. Let's print it and on the top, right? Timetable to Canada or trip to Canada or trip to USA. Okay, let's begin. Let's understand now, what does this timetable mean? So look at day 1, guys, day 1, right? The first day, the first and the second day, both these days, 2 days, you need to spend on speaking. Speaking as in preparing for the speaking exam. The first day, right, you need to practice speaking part 1. So understand what happens in the speaking part 1 exam. Do you know what happens in the speaking part 1 exam? Let me quickly explain. So you need to introduce yourself, right? The examiner asks you certain questions. It's like a formal interview. It's a short introduction where he asks you about yourself or about familiar topics. So for example, he could ask you, let me write it down for you. He could ask you, let's say, about your hobbies, about your friends, about your work, your studies, your, what else? Work, studies, your house, your home, your country or your state, your favorite sports, your favorite, your hobbies. For example, do you like reading? Do you like music? Do you like animals? Right? So questions such as these topics can be asked in part 1. Your opinion, your views about all of these things. So all of this can be asked in part 1. So on day 1, practice part 1. How do you practice? Very simple. It's okay. Just take, a few questions. You can take a few questions and ask yourself the questions, answer. Think about what I will answer, just answer. That's it. Now, next day speaking, you need to practice part 2 and part 3. Now, guys, part 2 and part 3 are slightly difficult, right? They're not as easy as part 1. I won't say difficult, but I will say not as simple as part 1. So how to practice these topics? So first of all, understand what kind of questions are asked in part 2 and part 3. So part 2, you will be given a cue card and you will be asked to speak for 2 minutes. So look at a few sample answers. Search a little on the internet. Right? Look at a few sample answers. Look at a few videos. We have, videos of on the LeapScholar YouTube channel. We have videos of actual students who scored band 9s. So there was this LeapScholar student. Let me tell you her name. Her name is Harshita. You can just, search on YouTube, Harshita. Okay. And she scored band 9 in speaking module. So you can watch her interview, look at how she answered the questions. That will give you a huge idea about how part 2 is. Then practice part 3 also. Part 3 is even more. So here they take the difficulty level a bit higher. What they do in part 3, they will ask you questions which are open-ended, right? Abstract, general topics. So these can be a little, difficult as well. They can be about broader topics. So again, look at a few topics for part 3. Just go to the IDP website, you will get part 3 questions there. So look at those questions, think about what can I answer, what can I say as an answer to these questions, right? And then try answering them. Okay, now reading, the next day, day number 3 is scheduled for reading. Reading module is quite extensive. It has a lot of different question types. All right, so the first day you should spend, day 3, right? Spend it on learning the different reading techniques. So there are many techniques that you would need to use in the IELTS exam. It's not a very easy exam, guys. It is similar to, do you remember in school you used to get unseen passages? You know, you used to have an unseen passage, and below that passage you used to have questions. So it is similar to that. Now you would need certain techniques for solving these questions. Techniques such as skimming, scanning, deducing meaning, predicting, right? So learn what are all of these techniques. Spend one day learning these techniques. The next day now you spend on sentence completion and summary completion questions. After that, next day, you spend the entire day focusing on true, false, not given. This is a very tricky question, guys. Some of you may be aware that true, false, not given questions are quite tricky. You may need, some of us may need to spend more than one day here, right? Not all of us would be able to do it in one day. So, check, how do I find it? Do I find it easy or do I find it difficult? Check how is it for you. Let me give you an example. Let me show you a sample question. And if you are able to give me the correct answer, that means you can, just do it in one day. If you are not able to give me the right answer, then you should spend 2 to 3, at least 2 to 3 days in trying to figure out how to solve this question yourself. All right, let me show you an example of this true, false, not given type of question, guys. Let me show you an example. All right. Okay. So for example, what does this question look like? Let's say the passage says, I am typing the question, allow me a moment. The passage says, that is the sentence given in your passage. It says backache is one of the most common reasons for a trip to a hospital. All right. And now I will show you what the question is. So let's see if you can figure this out. Yes, I am typing. Allow me a moment. All right, so this is your question. Now you can see it on the screen. Passage says backache is one of the most common reasons for a trip to the hospital. Question says shoulder ache is one of the most prevalent reasons for a visit to the doctor. What do you think, guys? Is it true? Is it false? Or is it not given? Just a teaser of how this question can be, how tricky the question can look like. All right, I'm getting some answers. Some of you are correct. Yes, some of you are correct. All right. Okay, everybody, let's do one thing. Let me give you one more chance. Some of you are correct, some of you are not. So take one, take let's say 5 more seconds, read again and recheck your answer. All right, guys, let's discuss the answer now. A lot of you got the answer right. Let's see what does the passage say. So look here, it says one of the most common, one of the most prevalent. Prevalent means same as common, right? Something which is common. Reasons, here it says causes, trip to the hospital, visit to the doctor. Everything is similar apart from the word backache. Instead of backache, it says shoulder ache. Now, my question before I give you the answer, what is the meaning of one of the most? One of the most. Does it mean the most? Is that the same or is it different? If I say one of the fastest and the fastest, is it the same or is it different? It is not the same, it is different. The fastest, if I say the fastest student in my class is Kavya, that means she is number one. Kavya is the fastest, she is number one, right? But if I say Kavya is one of the fastest students, does it mean Kavya is number one? No, it means maybe there are 5 fast students and she is one of those 5. But nothing about her position is told. So passage says backache is one of the most common reasons, right? So maybe there are 5 common reasons. Backache is one of them. Question says shoulder ache is one of the most common reasons. So as we know, one of the most prevalent, that means maybe there are 5, shoulder ache is one of them. So is this contradicting the passage? Is it contradicting? No, it is not contradicting. That means the answer is not given. Right? The answer is not given. Why? Simply because there can be top 5 reasons of a trip to the hospital. Some of the most common reasons, right? Backache can also be one of the most common reasons. Shoulder ache can also be one of the most prevalent causes. So guys, the answer was not given. Everybody who said not given, high five. I'm sure you must be very happy with yourself, very pleased, aren't we? Yeah, all right, wonderful. Okay, let's move back to the timetable. So here we were, as I said, spend entire day on true, false, not given. If you feel you need more time, spend more time here. All right, after that, look at day 6. Guys, day 6, I have assigned one day. How not true? Bharat, shoulder ache and backache is not the same thing, right? Okay, so day 6, you take a mock test on day 6. If you can take 2 mock tests, wonderful, take 2. If you feel 2 is too much for you, then you take at least 1. All right. After that, devote one day to matching heading questions. Now, again, we know that matching heading can also be very, very tricky. So some people may need to spend more time on matching heading. All right. Then you can start your writing module on day 8. So you can see I have assigned one day to each of the writing tasks. So line graph, bar graph, and pie chart are similar. You can do all 3 in one day. Look at a few sample answers, understand the format, understand what is an overview. The next day, spend on process, map, and mixed graph. Okay. After that, day number 10, writing task 2, begin your writing task 2. So as you know, there are different types of essays. I have included all of them in this timetable. You can see advantage, disadvantage essay and problem solution essay on one day. Discussion essay and opinion essay on one day. All right. That finishes another week. Okay. Then on day number 12, you take another mock test. So I've kept one day free vacant for another mock test. After that, guys, you can begin the listening module. Leave at least 2 days for your listening module. I have included all of the different types of questions for listening. So you can see maps, diagrams, and MCQs. I have given one full day to them. And note completion, I've given 1 day for it. Okay. And then last day, you take one more mock test. So I have kept 3 days for mock tests as well. The last day, day number 15, you need to take a full length test. So I would recommend you request any of your friend to take a speaking mock test with you. This timetable can be followed if you want to practice alone. If, however, you want to practice with me, you can join me as well. So as a lot of you know, my crash course is starting tonight at 10:30 p.m. guys. And if you want, you can join me in that crash course. It's a writing premium batch. I have put the link for that batch in the chat box. Now, if you click on that link, it will take you to my writing crash course where you will get live classes. All right, you will get live classes. You will get 3 writing evaluations as well. So a lot of you were asking, how do I evaluate my writing and speaking? So you don't have to do that. I will do it for you. Also, you will get 5 mock tests. So you get 5 mock tests in which you will get 8 speaking evaluations as well, guys. So 8 times you will be able to do your speaking evaluation. And in case you miss any class, you will get the recordings of all the live sessions. Now, the price for this course, it's a 1-week course, and the timing is really suitable. It begins at 10:30 p.m. So after you are done with your college and your office work, I know all of us are night owls here. Nobody likes waking up in the morning. Neither do I. So I've kept the timing 10:30 p.m. at night. Very, very suitable for all my dear night owls. We'll burn the midnight oil, isn't it? Let's burn the midnight oil together. So, right, burn the midnight oil. Or you can say burning the candle at both ends. What is the difference, guys? Can somebody tell me what's the difference in both the idioms? Burning the candle at both ends. Who can tell me the difference? So burning the midnight oil, somebody who studies a lot or works hard at night. Very good, Ibrahim. Burning the candle at both ends means simple. Imagine both ends. That means you sleep late, you wake up early. So basically you sleep less. You work hard at night as well. You wake up early as well. In both cases, whether you want to burn the midnight oil or burn the candle at both ends, you can do it with me. All right. Okay. So you've learned 2 new idioms as well for your speaking module. So guys, this course was actually for 548 rupees. But you do not have to pay for this course. I will tell you how you can get it for free. So first of all, I have sent you the link with which you can join my course at a 20% discount. All right. So the link, the code for joining it is DM live 20. Right. My name is Deeksha Mehta. So DM for Deeksha Mehta, live and 20. If you put this code, you will get 20% discount. That means you will get this crash course for around 400 and I think 440 rupees. But guys, you can get this for absolutely free. Do you know how? Yes, 438. Thank you, Mihir. Mihir has done the correct calculation. 438. How can I get it for 0 rupees? So guys, let me tell you something. If you book your IELTS exam through LeapScholar, right? If you book it through us, you will get 500 rupees Amazon voucher, full 500 rupees. So guys, imagine you are paying 438, all right? And if you book the IELTS exam through us, you will get, I will give you the link once you join. Once you join the course, I'll give you the link. So you can book the IELTS exam through us and you will get 500 rupees. So guys, how much money are we paying you? We are literally paying you for joining the crash course. Can you believe it? We are paying you 60 rupees. It's a profit of 60 rupees, isn't it? You'll get 60 rupees free. Don't tell your parents that you'll get 500 rupees cash back. All right, you can use it for yourself. You can have fun. All right. Okay. Yes, 62 rupees. Absolutely correct, Chaitanya. So guys, I am sending the link for joining my crash course in the chat box. Now, of course, you can prepare for the IELTS exam yourself. You can. But my question is, why do you want to do it on your own when we are paying you 60 rupees to do it with expert guidance? Isn't it? Imagine you will get writing evaluations, guys. You will be able to understand what errors are you making in writing. You will be able to understand what errors you are making in speaking. You will be able to practice one-on-one with me. Then why do you want to do it on your own? Guys, IELTS exam cost is 15,500 rupees. Do you want to gamble on such a huge sum? It's a huge gamble, guys, huge bet. Why do you want to take a risk? My question is, why take the risk? Isn't it? So don't risk your money. Don't risk your dream. It's not 15,000 rupees that matter, guys. It is Canada that matters. It is, your trip for USA, UK, Germany, Europe that matters. These places that you want to go to. You can't afford to, miss the deadline for university application because you will apply for the IELTS exam. You will get the result. So we don't want that, isn't it? Also, guys, imagine if somebody doesn't get their desired score, the amount of disappointment that happens, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? You feel like you're not good enough. We don't want that. We don't want that to happen, isn't it? So do not take that risk. What do you get in 440 rupees, guys, nowadays? 440 rupees, one pizza, a good pizza from Domino's, that is what you get. So in the cost of a pizza, we are giving you so much, isn't it? So guys, the 500 rupees Jibin. So as I said, the 500 rupees you will get as a Amazon cashback voucher. You can see here, Amazon voucher is there. Once you join the course on the very first day, I will give you the link with which you can join. Also, guys, this scheme is only for IELTS academic students, the cashback scheme. All right, it's not for general. So let me tell you that as well. Only for IELTS academic, only IELTS academic students can book their IELTS exam through us. So be a little careful. If you are going for the general exam, you may not get the cashback, but you will still get the course. So that is still a benefit, isn't it? All right, guys. So I hope I will see you in my batch tonight. Am I going to see you in my batch? Have you booked? Have you clicked on the link? Have you joined me? Let me know. Do you have any doubts about the crash course? Let me know. Wonderful YBA has booked. Mihir has booked. Manglesh will be seeing me. Wonderful Gurpreet as well. Awesome. So yes, guys, premium batch. The batch size is so small. There are not a lot of seats left. The batch size is only 45 to 50 students. So the seats are going to fill up really soon. Please grab this opportunity with both your hands. Do not let it pass. And if my batch is full already, if you can't see it, then you can see other premium courses are also available. You can book any of these as well. All of our teachers are trained by either British Council or IDB. So rest assured, if my timing is not convenient for you, you can choose any other timing as well. We have early morning batches also. All right, guys. So that is all from my side for today. And I shall Ariel. So the IELTS premium batch, the batch size is very small. The number of students are going to be very less. You will be able to unmute yourself and ask doubts. All right, guys, that is all from my side. Thank you so much for being such a beautiful audience. And I shall see you tonight at 10:30 in my batch. Till then, do click on the like button of this video and I'll see you super soon. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.